So there is a requirement like this. Okay, they asked me to provide 50 servers along with some software installed like Tomcat 8 or Tomcat 9 or IAS server, whatever it may be. And along with this, we also need to have an operating system with the 18.0, 18th version. How we are going to do this? First, did you understand my question? So once you understand my question, answer is very simple. Okay, the solution is simple. That means every virtual machine, every server must have Tomcat 8 pre-installed. When I start the server, when you create a virtual machine, okay, so Tomcat 8 must be pre-installed. So yesterday in the morning, okay, we created a server that is with plain Ubuntu. That is with plain Ubuntu, right? Plain Ubuntu. And if you want to install softwares in that, okay, so we are going to use a package management command called apt-get. Okay, so apt-get is a package management command for Linux operating systems. Apt-get update and apt-get, okay, install -y some software name. Okay, so what is the software? Let us assume the software is something like Tomcat 8. So this software I want to install. Now, so when I start server, Tomcat 8 must be pre-installed. Okay, so our predefined images like Ubuntu 18, 20, Fedora, so these do not have any images. So explicitly we have to install these softwares. But in how many servers we are going to install? So there is tomorrow in the morning, I have to provide 1000 servers. So in 1000 times I can't execute apt-get, right? Now what I am going to do? So I am going to create a VM. Within the VM, okay, create a VM from Ubuntu or CentOS or RHEL, whatever operating system it may be, or it is Windows, whatever it may be, and install a software, whatever it may be. So it can be your company software, or it can be a web server, or it can be IAS server, or it can be app server, whatever it may be. So just for example, I have taken Tomcat 8. So in the place of Tomcat 8, you can take any software. So install a software. Okay, let us say the software is Tomcat 8. So once the Tomcat 8 is installed, in the third step, what we are going to do? Create an image from above VM or above server. So once, let us say the image name that we that we are going to create is Tomcat image. Now once this image is created, now it can be shared by various teams like dev team, QA, production. Okay, across several teams this image can be shared. So once the image is created, okay, now this image, okay, can be reused. So now this image can be reused by many team members. So once the image is created, okay, I am going to create a virtual machine, create a VM from Tomcat image. This is the approach. Okay, let me save the steps. 6 July, Azure, 9 AM IST. Okay, for that, let me log in into so I'm going to log in into my portal. Now, first I'm going to create a virtual machine. Look at the steps. These are very simple. But if you miss the flow, okay, you are not able to understand. Don't miss the flow. And just I'm creating a virtual machine like yesterday session. So yeah, these are other virtual machines I created for other batches. Okay. Old resource group. Virtual machine name is my VM2. Resource group is Central US. This is Ubuntu 18. And just come down. Select password. Password based authentication. Username is my user. Password is so just I'm opening this port number, and here you can open 80 also. Okay. Next to go to disk section. Since we did not know anything about disks, simply select HDD. Okay. One session I will take on hard disks also. Types of hard disks. Click on networking. Here we don't know anything about networking, right? Directly click on next. My network has gone. So just will show once again how we can create. I'm creating virtual machine from the scratch again. Virtual machine name. My VM2. Authentication type is password. Username is my user. Just to come down. So I will also add 80. Go into disk section. Select HDD. So HDD is actually oldest type of hard disk. Okay. So just come down. Networking. So we did not know anything about networking. So go with defaults. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Shiva.
Okay. So my virtual machine is created. So I will connect to the virtual machine as usually. Click on connect, select SSH. Okay, copy this connecting string. Go to git bash. Now, as usually, install some softwares. Okay, sudo apt-get update. Sudo apt-get install -y Apache 2. Okay, it can be Apache or it can be Tomcat 9 also, Tomcat 8 also. Okay, I'm installing Apache. Apache image. Okay, Apache 2 is installed successfully. Now look at this. Select the. Okay, first verify whether Apache 2 is running. Sudo service Apache 2 status. Now we created Apache 2, right? Now this is a virtual machine where we have Ubuntu plus Apache 2. Now from this VM, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an image. Okay, to create a image from this virtual machine, okay, click on capture option. On the top, you are seeing this option, capture. Select capture. Okay, some particulars you have to fill up here. What is the image name? What is the gallery name? Okay, these particulars you have to fill up. So it is asking yes, whether you want to share this image or no. Yes, share it to a gallery as an image version. No means this image will not be shared for others. And target image gallery. So since we don't have any gallery, I'm selecting create new. What I'm going to say? Dev gallery. Dev gallery. Okay, just come down. We have to fill up some definition. Target image definition. What must be your image definition? Dev image. Remaining things you can leave as it is. SKU we don't know, offer we don't know. Okay, we will discuss later. Here you have to specify version. Version means today I have developed one application. For that I have given some 0.1. Tomorrow in the morning, okay, my application might be changed. Okay, for that I may give 0.2. Like this, versions can be changed from time to time. 0.0.0. this 0.0.1. Just come down. How many images you wanted to create? Only one image. Okay, it is a validation date. Between what dates this image must be available? Okay, from today onwards, 1 day till tomorrow the image will be valid. So once it is 7th July is crossed, okay, the life of the image will be expired. Click on tags. Okay, my validation is passed. Click on create. It will take 10 to 15 minutes of time. Internally, image is being first, it will stop the virtual machine. So once the virtual machine is stopped, what happens here? One snapshot is taken. Snapshot is nothing but a backup of your hard disks. Okay. So once the snapshot is created, from snapshot image is created. Initially, it will stop the virtual machine. Once the machine is stopped, it is going to take the snapshot backup of your all hard disks. From that snapshot, it is going to create a shared image. Now, once the image is created, how we can create a virtual machine from that VM? Okay, I'm using Ubuntu 18 plus Apache 2 software, right? When I create a virtual machine from the image, I must see Apache 2 software available. Apache 2 software is pre-installed. I will show that. Wait for 5 to 10 minutes because it will take time.
Sir, hello, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Hello?
Sir. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, the image you told, no, the expiry date, after a particular time period, it will be deleted, like all the VMs also deleted using that image, or only the image will be deleted, sir?
Your voice is breaking.
Sir,
Voice is breaking. Now it is audible now.
Sir, my question is like, sir, once if the image is deleted, means the entire VMs also deleted, or only the image is deleted? The
No,
image
no,
which
no,
is
no.
used.
No, VMs are not deleted. Okay, only image will be deleted. And once the image is deleted, so further you cannot create any virtual machines from that.
Okay, but the virtual machine what we created before, it will be exist now, sir?
Yeah, it will be existing.
Sir, for each virtual machine, we can restrict the users, no, sir? Number of users, only 2 people can log in at a time. Those things also, the options will be available, sir, while we are creating the VM. Number of users, like let's say only 2 people can use the particular VM, like that we can restrict, no, sir, the usage, like.
Yeah, that you can do with user management, right? From OS level you can do, from Azure Active Directory, from user level also you can do it. Okay, at the time of creating users in Azure, so you can restrict. Okay, which user can access which virtual machine, which user can access which application. Okay, that kind of restriction can be done.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, one more doubt, sir. Hello, sir. Am I audible, sir? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. What is your doubt?
Sir, once we deleted the image, but before, like we have created the using the image, we created the new VM, sir. Once we deleted the image, and the VMs already whatever we are having, now again we can take a copy of it and we can create new VMs, no, sir.
See, from that image, VM is created. So once the image is created, okay, so the image, the VM will not be will not be deleted, because only at the time of creating VM, okay, it requires image definition and what are the software installed. So once you create VM, and there is no need of having image, VM
Okay,
will be
keeping
safe.
that
And further, you
image,
cannot create virtual machines using that image.
okay, sir, but keeping the image also cost will be involved, sir.
Using.
No, okay, keeping the image you deleted no some period of time it will be automatically deleted because keeping the image also it will cost us, sir, money.
So after the date, automatically this image becomes invalid. Okay, invalid. Okay, after that time you cannot use the image. Even though you are using, okay, it will say that the image is invalid. You cannot create any virtual machines from that.
So already existing VM again we can do a capture thing and we can create a image, you know, sir. Like even though if you deleted the previous image, you can create a new image, you know, using that VM.
Before expiry date, you have to create. Suppose I specified 7, right? Before 7 of July, you have to create one more image from that. Then that becomes valid, and you
No, sir,
can keep latest image, old image.
sir, my question is like once the image is deleted, okay, but the VMs are running, okay. Whatever the VM is running, no, that running VM image again we can use for creating multiple VMs, no, sir.
There is a lot of disturbance actually. There is a lot of background noise in your mic, something.
Oh, one second, sir, let me check.
Sir, actually, what he is saying that, yeah, if image is being suppose that if image one is being deleted from virtual machine one, okay, after the deletion of that image, can we create another new image like image two from virtual machine one or not?
Yeah, you can create that image. You can create a new image from the image, from the virtual machine. There is no problem. Okay, once the image is deleted from the virtual machine, you can create one more image. Okay, suppose I created Apache to image, right? From the Apache to image, you can create a VM. Okay, from that image also you can create one more image, and automatically this previous image, Apache to image, becomes invalid after 7th of July. And once you create an image from the VM, okay, that will be your new image. Older image will be deleted, right? Okay, that becomes invalid after 7th of July. Is it your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is a drawback of this capture image. In AWS, this it will not take this much time. Within 2 minutes, image can be created. But in Azure, it will take 10 to 15 minutes of time. Even if your network is poor, it might take half an hour also. Now every technology is having strengths and drawbacks, right?
So this is that case that we need to create a virtual machine once, and we can create multiple images. So all the software of the virtual machine one will be available in new respective images, right?
So can you put your question on the chat so that I will be able to understand? Because today your voice is breaking. So if you don't mind, please, can you write in the chat window so that I will answer? Is it Anji Reddy, right? Who is that?
No, it's myself, Amit. Yeah.
Okay. So can you write in the chat window if you don't mind?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now my VM is created. The image name is, sorry, my image is created. The image name is dev image. This is a version, and this is my gallery name, dev gallery. What is the need of creating multiple images from virtual machine? One virtual machine. Can you tell me the scenario? From one virtual machine, we can create multiple images. What is the need of creating multiple images? Tell me the use case. If you
No, no.
tell the use case, I will answer.
Okay. Multiple images. So multiple images. It means like that with the different software. Okay. Suppose that for one virtual for one image we need this kind of software. For another image we need this kind of software. In that scenario.
So in that case, you have to separately install, right? You have to separately take virtual machine. Suppose I want to create an image with Tomcat image. Okay, so you have to install Tomcat. Okay, so you cannot restrict the software. So when you are selecting capture, okay, complete software is taken. So you cannot select, you cannot restrict. This software must be there in that image, and this software must be there in the second image. Like that, you cannot have specified. So when you select
Oh,
capture option, whatever data and whatever application is there in that image, that virtual machine, completely, okay, image will be created from that. And if you
okay.
want to create multiple images, okay, for each and every software, you have to create a separate virtual machine.
Okay.
Did you get my point? Okay, thank you. Now we have created image. Now from this image, I want to create a virtual machine. So to create a virtual machine from this, select virtual machines, click on create, select virtual machine. So resource group, what is the resource group name? VNet RG. Virtual machine name, my VM5. Now I am creating a virtual machine from the Apache image. Okay, this image. Just come down and fill up other particulars. Now this time, don't select Ubuntu Server 18.04. So just click on see all images. Are you seeing? You are seeing this see all images. See all images. Okay. Select shade images in the on the left pane. You are seeing this shade images. Okay. Are you seeing Dev Gallery here? Okay. Click on Dev image from the Dev Gallery. Okay. Selected this one. See Dev Gallery. by dev image latest general one. And for this, which virtual machine is suitable? V1S. I want to authenticate via password. Username is my user. See, this time I am creating a user, creating a VM from custom image. The custom image name is dev image. Okay, it is placed in dev gallery. Port number is SSH, and you have to open one more port number because I want to test Apache 2 also. Just come down, go to disk section. Here choose HDD, and we don't know anything about networking. Click on create. Okay, VM is created. Go to resource. Now I will connect to this VM and I will test whether the software is available. Copy this connecting string. Go to git bash. Okay. Now check whether Apache 2 is available or not. I did not install, right? Service Apache 2 status. See, it is running, right? So Apache 2 is available since it is a VM that is created from custom image. So is everything clear? If any doubts are there, you can ask me. If no doubts are there, I will go to next topic. So this is a case where we can create an image. From that image, we can create virtual machine VM. Now, at the time of creating virtual machine, what happens here? One hard disk is created. Okay. So to see the list of hard disks, we have a command called lsblk. Okay, one disk is added with 30 gigs. See, so these are the disks which are related to operating system. Okay, and one disk, the disk name is slash. Okay, so the capacity of the disk is 29.90, approximately 30 gigs. Okay, this disk is called as root disk. So the disks which are added at the time of VM creation are called as root disk. So we can add our own disks also. Those disks are called as data disks. Root disk is a disk which is having operating system. It is just like C drive in our laptop. Okay, so we have D drive, E drive, F drive, G drive, P drive, many drives are there. Okay, in the same way, so we can create a new hard disk. Okay, so whatever disk we are going to add, that is called as data disk. Okay, now to create a disk, to add a disk, just come to the home page of your virtual machines, and if you see this disks option, select this disks option, and just click on create and attach a new disk. Okay, in AWS we have to create it and we have to attach it, but in Azure 2-in-1, disk is created and that is attached to virtual machine. So you can type a disk name, my data disk. Okay, the storage type, I am selecting HDD. HDD actually it is a old version of hard disk. What capacity? Minimum is 32 gigs. Okay, you cannot decrease the size. Minimum is 32. Okay, IOPS means it is a hard disk speed. Hard disk speed can be measured in IOPS. And click on save. Okay, once the disk is added, okay, we will go into console and we will check whether disk is added or not. Once again run this lsblk. First let it be completed. Updated virtual machine, right? Now you can look at this. Or you seeing at the end 32 gigs is added, 32 gigs hard disk is added. Its name is SDC. And directly it cannot be used. Okay, so we have to do two more steps here. We have to format the disk. Okay, so how to format the disk? So this is just like once you purchase a new hard disk, directly it cannot be used. It must be formatted, okay, and it must be given one drive name. Okay, then only it can be used. So how to format the disk? Let me show the documentation. Azure hard disk format. Search like this: hard disk, not types, hard disk format. Let's come down. I think this is not a proper link. So we'll set like this: Azure virtual hard disk portal. Azure hard disk format. Say virtual hard disk. Actually, there are two commands. One is mkfs, other one is mount command. Okay, I know because you, as you don't know, just I am showing the link and I am showing in the documentation. The mkfs command is used for formatting the disk, and we have to create one drive, and to the drive we have to mount the newly created hard disk. So these three steps we have to run, but I don't find official documentation. Azure virtual. I will set like this: Azure virtual hard disk. Or you can write hard disk format from portal. Maybe this is a proper link. Here also has not given. We will set like this: Azure hard disk or portal format Azure CLI. Okay, I will set like this. In AWS, the documentation is there. AWS EBS value. In AWS, it is called as EBS value format. Okay, just come down. You will see the commands like mkfs, something like that. This is the command. The command is, this is I think HDC, the disk name is. Mkf is the command, make file system. File system name is XFS. Like in Windows operating systems, we have many file system types here. XFS is the file system name, and this is a disk to be formatted. Okay, since we are not root users, we have to add sudo keyword. The disk name is SDCC. It is not mounted, it is created, but it is not attached to any data drive. So for that, first of all, you have to format the disk. I will copy this command. It is done. Okay, once the disk is formatted, I'm going to create a data drive. So how to create a data drive? Sudo mkdir data drive. Okay, directly I will execute from here. Sudo mkdir data drive. It is just like D drive or E drive. So we have to create a data drive first. Data drive. Now drive is created. Our last task is to attach this hard disk with this data drive. So for that we have a command sudo mount. Okay, I will verify in the documentation. This is a command. Data drive, this is data drive. The disk name is SDC. SDC. Okay, that means we are attaching this disk with the data drive. Data drive we created earlier. Okay, just run this command. It is done. Now execute lsblk once again. Now are you seeing this is mounted on data drive? Earlier there was no drive. Now if you want to use this disk, go into the disk data drive. In laptops we are going to say C:D:, right? In the same way, if you want to use the disk, go into the drive and you can create some files like touch F1, F2. Your touch command is going to create empty files. So this is the way how you can add additional storage. Okay, creating a new disk, formatting and attaching. So two important things we have discussed today, that is creation of custom image, shared image, and we have added additional storage also, right? So with this today I am stopping. Tomorrow we are going to discuss few more interesting things, that is how to create Windows virtual machines. Okay, how to install softwares. There is a command called Chaco, like apt get in Windows we have a separate command. Okay, how to install IIS server. Okay, IIS is a web server or app server for .NET applications. Like Tomcat is for Java applications. IIS is it is a web server or app server for .NET applications. How to configure that? Okay, how to create Windows virtual machine. Okay, tomorrow's session is very interesting. Okay. So I'm starting with this. So do you have any questions, or shall we stop the session for today?
Sir, the formatting, no, it is kind of a procedure or like to make activate the particular disk, sir. What
Your
is the
voice is
purpose?
very low.
Sir, is it audible now?
Now it is audible.
Sir, for formatting the disk, no, it is kind of a procedure or like to activate the
It
particular
is a command.
drive.
It is a command. It's the mkfs command. Mkfs command. It is a Linux admin command. Okay, to format the disk.
No, the
It is
purpose
not
of
GUI,
formatting.
right? It is a. Huh?
Sir, purpose of formatting is for what, sir? To activate the data disk or like what is the purpose, sir? Because when we are creating a new hard disk, it will be empty, right?
When you create a pen drive, can you use it directly?
Yes, no, sir. Directly.
Suppose I purchased one pen drive. Can I use it directly? Before that, I have to format it, right? Formatting means internally it creates sectors and tracks. Okay, then only so once tracks and sectors are created internally, then only we can store the data. So without formatting, we cannot store the data. We cannot store the application. So in order to facilitate data storage, it must be formatted. Without formatting, no disk can be used directly.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'm stopping. If you have still any doubts, in the next session we can discuss.